Good morning, everyone. Today, we're reviewing an episode I've wanted to do since I started reviewing. And it highlights a slight issue I have when it comes to the designs of some characters. Do you remember back when I reviewed Battlegirl's Time Paradox with Slug? Well, essentially, you take that problem, but make it in a kids' show. Also, I want to point out that while I've had this planned for quite some time, there was a Justice League clip released about a week ago called Justice League Gods and Monsters. The clip itself is called Twisted. It's awesome, and you should watch it. But for today, we're reviewing the Justice League episode, Injustice for All. We start off with Lex holding a piece of kryptonite, Superman on the floor nearby, but just after Lex gives some vital information, trickaroo! They pulled the old bait and switch. Lex tries to escape, but finds himself feeling a little heartbroken. Nah, it's just a kryptonite that he carried for years, giving him some sort of a blood poisoning. Did they actually make this a thing for Lex in the comics? I actually want to know. After the intro, which still gives me chills to this day, we watch as Lex gets the bad news. He reacts the way anyone would. That night, he ends up having to deal with Ultra Humanites caterwauling. But as the guards go to deliver some food to... I know this is nitpicking, but... okay. I guess it beats accepted. They spring a trap which causes Humanite and Lex to escape. Lex causes a building to go up in flames to cause a distraction while they run off. Batman arrives to help a little girl but finds himself getting trapped. Then Hawkgirl swoops in and rescues the both of them.
I'm used to being thanked when I save someone.
I'm not used to being saved.
Meanwhile, at a picture store, which looks more like a toy store on the inside, we see the issue that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cheetah, and while nothing is actually revealed, she's completely new. But here's the problem that I have, and I'm sure a lot of you may not like me for saying this. I don't mind the character design. Again, she's not wearing anything, yet nothing is shown. So she's more of a Barbie doll without clothes on. Granted, her previous incarnations were particularly scantily clad, but what makes things even more conflicting is that her quote-unquote appeal isn't entirely what makes her character. More on that later. And it is now that I want to take the time to note a pet peeve of mine that appears in more shows than I care to count. If you're going to have a character that's meant to be part animal, please go the extra step and show it. This problem is especially common in anime. They'll have characters with just the ears and or tail of the animal in question, and that's it. A few examples of this include Inuyasha, UFO Ultra Maiden Valkyrie, and, though I do understand this one's case, Tokyo Mew Mew. I'm just saying I'd rather them be full anthro than them looking like they gave up cosplaying halfway through. This is where Cheetah here shines, and shines brightly. She comes across a villain named Copperhead. Then we get Solomon Grundy.
Nice kitty.
This top hat wearing guy named The Shade, followed by Star Sapphire, who I used to think was Starfire's mother when I was a kid. I was an idiot then. Lex Luthor appears on a balcony, revealing that he had called them all together to form a supervillain group.
Destroy Superman and the Justice League.
Back at the Watchtower,
And I had those flames out before the firemen even stepped off their trucks.
That's fast.
Fastest man alive.
Which might explain why you can't get a date.
Yeah. Hey!
if you were wondering whether or not I consider this a children's show, I think you have your answer now.
A dangerous hostage situation developing at the Federal Building.
Wait, stop. Federal Building? First it was a picture shop, then it's a toy center, now it's a Federal Building. This thing has more facades than Call of Duty's yearly games. The League fall for their trap and they all fight. It's close, but the League wins. However, Copperhead delivers a venomous bite to Batman. They leave him at the Watchtower, but being Batman, he still heads to their secret base. That's why it was different. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Go ahead, do it. You'll be saving me from months of bedpans and feeding tubes. And you'll also guarantee that none of you will ever see a penny from me.
You're crazy.
And what's wrong with that? It's done wonders for me.
Act like you didn't see that coming. I've basically been leading up to this for the last 3 videos. It only made sense to finally have a Joker episode. And he's exactly as delightfully crazy as you remember him being. They set up a trap for Batman and it actually works. I guess being the Batman doesn't always mean being on guard. They put bats in a stasis field complete with titanium binding. Grundy tries to open Batman's utility belt only to get a shocking revelation. Batman starts playing his mind games with Grundy while Joker and Lex work on the belt.
I should have known.
Unhand me, you worthless zombie!
Take that back! Stop it right now!
That scene always got me to laugh. Lex leaves Cheetah to watch over him as Superman and Flash interrogates Copperhead. Then we get what is not only my favorite scene of the episode, but honestly one of my favorite scenes of all time. Batman talking with Cheetah, getting to know what happened to make her what she is now. She was a scientist that didn't have enough funding for her research subjects, so she used herself. This is what I mean by saying her appeal isn't what made her character. This brief bit of dialogue, and the kiss afterwards, really made her relatable, if not likable. We cut to Joker and Lex, and Joker says how
She's been down there too long.
he knows what's up. He knows what's going on. Lex gets the belt open and finds a remote key for the Watchtower. Shade, Grundy, and not Starfire goes to the Watchtower and plants a bomb. Joker wheels a TV into Batman's cell and turns it on, showing the Watchtower. Then the entirety of the Injustice gang watch the events unfold, with Cheetah looking particularly saddened. On the Watchtower, with the rest of the League assembled, they get a phone call saying there's a bomb on board. They speed around, finding it in time before they sling it into the void of space. The gang watch in dismay as they leave, but they get called back as Lex triples their pay. Grundy arrives, and Batman tricks him, resulting in the stasis field getting busted and Batman giving away the position. Lex is given a special suit which slows his blood poisoning. He then realizes there's a traitor in their midst, and checks the cameras. They see the kiss that Cheetah and Batman shared. She tries to escape, but Joker gives her a taste of his hand buzzer.
And they say I'm not a team player.
Grundy drags her away to do some terrible things to her. The League attacks, and the two forces go at it for some time, essentially destroying the belt. Did they just attack the Wonder Twins? It ends with Humanite turning on Lex as the latter was about to destroy Superman. Joker goes to finish Batman, but he finds he's free. This doesn't last long, as it doesn't take much to knock the Joker out.
Wait. You'll keep our bargain?
Yes. Double what Luthor was paying.
Wait. Humanite was the one who called the League. Cheetah was just a pawn. Not sure what to think of that. Speaking of, Cheetah was meant to be killed off screen. Look closely at this image. There she is. And just a little bit away is Copperhead, who apparently has a twin now since he's at Stryker's Island. We end with Humanite listening to his music like he did before. And that was Injustice for All. And I've got to say, it's still an interesting story. Yes, if you took Cheetah out of the mix, it would have lost quite a bit in my opinion, but it's still a fun story. And it introduced me to a number of villains I didn't even know about at the time, which is a plus. If anything, my real problems with it are minor nitpicks, which is why my final score for this episode is a 9 out of 10. That's it for today's review. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Next week, I'm doing a highly underrated movie based on one of the best Disney cartoons of all time. So stick around. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.